how fitness changes your life. For those of you who want to get into fitness and have thought about it or maybe tried it in the past, the time is now. And someone speaking from experience who in the past had this life where I thought I didn't need fitness. I thought I was okay without it. And then now being 6-7 years of doing fitness on almost a daily basis, I can tell you the daily difference it makes in my life is insane. I mean, the short-term differences and the long-term differences each have their own benefits, and that's what we're going to get into today. The first piece, I'm going to talk about mental and emotional benefits. Then I'm going to go into the physical benefits that you may or may not know about. And then finally, I'm going to talk about the long-term changes that you may not think about. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Chris Richardson. I'm a coach here at Life in Your Terms, and I make these videos to hopefully help you learn from my experience so you can get better than I did quicker than I did. So with that being said, the first piece is the mental and emotional changes. The first thing that you're going to notice when you start working out regularly is improved mood, coming from the endorphins you naturally release when you exercise. When you exercise, our body naturally releases endorphins, which are kind of feel-good chemicals. So you're also getting the mental challenge of feeling good that you did something hard that day, but also your body naturally rewards that for you, making you feel just better. And I can tell you from experience that when I am at home and I don't lift a whole day or don't exercise, I feel different from the days when I go exercise and I train really hard. I feel so much better. And it's weird. In the past, like 7 years ago before I lifted, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to the gym. I don't wanna do that. Nowadays, I am upset if I have to take a rest day. If I don't get to go train, I'm upset about it. And so that speaks to me about the big changes, those mood changes that it gives you. On top of the endorphins, you're gonna get improved sleep because it helps create a good circadian rhythm for you. On top of it, makes you tired. When you train hard, you will be ready to go to bed at night. I can tell you I have no problem sleeping. I mean, I really never necessarily have had a problem, but I can tell you when I do a hard leg day, I'm ready to go to bed at night and I could sleep 9-10 hours. So if you struggle to sleep more than 6, I encourage you to do a hard workout and see how you sleep then. I know a lot of people say, I can't sleep more than 6 hours, I wake up. I bet if you exercise, that can help change that a little bit for you. On top of the sleep, another mental and emotional benefit you're gonna get that not a lot of people think about is the improved confidence and self-esteem. Because you're gonna get those endorphins fueling your body and fueling your mind, but on top of that fuel from the endorphins, you're gonna feel really good because you're gonna start to see the changes that you're creating. On top of, I think when we do something hard as humans, we may not feel good in the moment, but after the fact, we feel great. So I would encourage you that when you're doing exercise and thinking about doing it, think about going really hard because it's gonna increase your confidence. It's gonna make you feel a lot better. Now, the physical changes, I'm just gonna go over them briefly because a lot of these we are familiar with, but it's gonna increase your endurance, your strength, stuff like your stamina, stuff like that. But one thing a lot of people don't think about is flexibility. And why do I bring up flexibility? You're like, what? Where are you gonna go with this? What I mean is that when you're 60, 70, and you wanna be running around with your kids and your grandkids, you're gonna wanna be able to be flexible. And that's what fitness is gonna give you. It's gonna give you that longevity of being able to be flexible for a long time and being able to bend over for something and not pull your back out or stuff like that. So that basic strength, that flexibility and that stamina is very important on a day-to-day basis to make us feel good and be able to get through our day without being so tired or hurting ourselves, stuff like that injury prevention. Now, on top of the flexibility, the strength, stuff like that, you're gonna get increased energy. You're like, Chris, what? You just said it makes you tired. Yes, it'll make you tired at the end of the day, but I promise you if you work out, you tend to feel better. Now, I do use pre-workout and you probably use a caffeine supplement as well, but I'd imagine you already drink coffee. So with that being said, if you go work out, you use some pre-workout, you're gonna have that increased energy. And on top of that, I work out without pre-workout sometimes, and I still get that boosted energy. I think it's just getting that blood flowing, getting our bodies moving that energizes us and makes us feel really good. So those are the physical changes that you're probably already familiar with, but could use a good reminder about. Now, the third thing a lot of people don't think about are the long-term changes fitness can provide you and how it can change your life. Now, what I mean by this is it can create disease prevention or at least reduce diseases. If you have high blood pressure, if you have diabetes, fitness can help alleviate and kind of help with these things to help get that blood moving in a healthy way. And on top of diabetes, I don't know, depending on, I'm not for sure on type 1, but I know type 2 comes from insulin production and overeating. I know I could be wrong on that, but from what I'm aware is that it's from gaining weight. And so if you're able to keep that weight off, you're less likely to get the diabetes. Now, the second piece to the long-term changes is increased longevity. There's a study done where they looked at smokers and people who have maladaptive habits who exercise, and then they looked at people who have really healthy lifestyles, but they don't exercise at all. So they drink the right amount of water, they're not overweight, they don't smoke, they don't do any of that stuff. And what they found is that the people who exercise, even though they have worse habits, tend to live 3 years longer. Isn't that crazy? So you'll live 3 years longer just if you exercise, even if you have bad habits. That was a pretty cool study that kind of showed the importance of exercise and how much it affects your long-term life. Now, on top of that, one other long-term change is enhanced brain health. The gym and fitness will help your brain function and better memory and reduce risk of decline. I can tell you again that on the days I exercise, I have better brain function. And I think part of my good memory and my brain function is because I exercise so often. I get that good blood flow again to my brain to help it function better. So with that being said, those are some of the long-term changes. And for those of you who want to get in the gym, I encourage you to do so. And maybe you want to change your life in other ways. That's why I encourage you to take the balance wheel in the description below, because there you can look at your professional, your relationships, your health, and your resources, looking at some areas you may want to change just outside of your health. And if you like the video, like and subscribe. It really helps.